Oh yeah, well, fucking righto. So I had a thought. This is the bit where Monica Ruth jumps in and goes, "Did it hurt?" I was going to put two gauges from up here down here. Thinking what I'm going to do is redo this. It rattles. It's annoying. Not the end of the world, but I'm not like the happiest with it. The ultimate plan was to cover all of this in black leather, but I'm just haven't done any of it yet. There's actually a lot of space in here though. Like if I look at this, these gauges could be up much higher if I just machined away some of this, which I think would kind of look cool. All of this chunky edge around here could be sort of reduced a fair bit to give me more space. And I could push this one down to here at the bottom and another one up in the top corner level with that. So I could have 6 gauges on here with some holes here and here for like the fan. I've got an indicator when the fan light comes on. It's over here right now. But you can get these nice little ones, like a little blue with a fan symbol on it. I thought I'd get one of them. And anyway, my idea would be I make the base and then I put rings in that actually pull all of these gauge faces forward and they come out towards me and give me a little bit more space in behind here as well, because right now the cable for this struggles because it's got a bit of a bend in it right behind it because of how it sits. So if I could get rid of that bend, then this would be a lot smoother as well, and all that has to do is just come this way a little bit, maybe down a little as well. I can tuck it down a little bit in behind that. That'd be okay too. I don't know if I'll do that or not. Probably not, because I think up is a better option. Up would definitely be a better option, I think. I'll probably just pull it out towards me. Or I can bring it, see, if I use the, use a metal ring, make a metal ring, I can bring this whole thing way further, like way closer to me and give myself way more space behind it. Right now there's stuff all space behind all this for electronics and whatnot. A little bit of past Mika trivia for you. I bought these gauges at a swap meet in like the late 90s, back when you could actually get car stuff at swap meets, and they were out of a Jaguar, like an XJ6. I don't know what year. Series 3, the guy said, Series 3 dash. Came as this complete timber dash. These gauges here, the tacho and the speedo. Now this is for a 6-cylinder, so it works with my car, but like that's great. But aside, they had, how they went in is they had these little twist locks. So this dropped straight into the into the timber dash, like piece of plywood type timber, and then there was a ring around the outside that went on and then twisted and locked under these tabs that were here. So you put them in. The ring was attached to the back of the dash, so you put the thing in and then it'd go click into position and it'd be square. Now, obviously, I can't do that anymore. I probably could have, but they were all shagged. So I actually pulled these gauges all the way apart because I needed to clean them as well. So I cleaned all the shit out of them, pulled them all the way apart, and I reset this one. I reset the tacho to the odo to 0. So that's actual K's on the car since I've had it registered. So I started at 0, which is pretty cool. And then I made these rings to be able to just go around and just clamp them in. So I'm not sure, but I might have to remake these. I don't know. I'll figure something out to make them work though. I'm planning on making this next dash just out of a piece of steel, which will make it, robust. I can modify it easily. I can make these rings to stand off the gauges as much as I like. This is part of why I'm doing it as well. So you see here, that hole there, that hole there, those are required in order to have the dash sit in properly, because the tacho is way too deep. So you can see, like, compared to new gauges, these are just massive. They're actually oversized too. When you buy a set of like the Smith's rip-off ones, you get 2-inch gauges, and these are actually slightly larger than, I think they're 5 or something, and these are like 5 and 5/8 or something weird like that. There's no stuff that these fit anymore. You can't get pods or anything to suit them. I just fucking love them. I think they're such a good gauge. You have you got the indicator lights in there. They're just trick. So I want to keep using them. I really like them. Doing a little bit of cardboard aided design. So I'm just trying to fill up the most of this I can. So right up to sort of level with the top here, so it goes right up in behind this lip, so I've got the most space I can work with. I can always grind away a bit of this lip if I need to show, you know, the gauges. I think it'd be maybe even a little bit cool. So I have found in my shed some chunky stainless mesh, and I'm thinking if I make this out of Staino mesh, that mesh is as deep as this is, and then the gauges all sort of sit floating off it with a black ring that you won't really see around there. So I can get that stainless mesh, and I'll spray it in black paint, and then I'll just buff the surface of it, so it'll look kind of like an old, like a floating grill on a custom car or something. Alright, that fint's mint. I might see if I can find some timber of some sort to transfer this template on, and just see if I can make it out of something a bit stiffer before I transfer to whatever I'm going to use, just so I can see how like a flat piece of something stiff, because at the moment this is quite flexible, so I need to see how it'll sit, like what angle it sits at, and if I need to actually, you know, make a bend in it or whatever to bring the top of it back a bit. I think I do, just looking at it, so I'll give it a shot. As per fucking usual, in my infinite wisdom, I went straight to the bloody 6mm checker plate and went, I'll just make it out of that. So I pulled this piece straight out of like 1994 Sex Spec Hyundai XL's floor, and I cut it up and stuck it in here. And what I've noticed is this here, you can see, there we go, the angle of this is quite forward, so it actually, the part I want needs to sit back behind this almost, and up in here. So I'm wondering if I can figure something out to make that happen. At the end of the day, this here all gets covered with the pad. So maybe if I come to here and then bend down and then flat, and I'll tuck, so there's a boss in here that's supposed to have a screw up through the bottom there to stop it from rattling, which I'd love to put in, please, that'd be gold. But if I can get this so that the part can slot up in here and screw into those points still, those are the original points. Okay, so I think I've figured out where I want this to sit. Just drawing a line there. You'll notice I've got this little shape right here in the dash that sort of, it's there for strength and whatnot, and connect to that baddie boy. So this is going to sit about there, I think. Oh, hang on. Hey, there we go. I think around there, maybe back a bit further yet at an angle, I think. I don't know. But here, where these bolt down, I'm going to need to come in and then make an ear to block off. So if I look at this bit here, you can see that's actually where that part of the dash bolts down into. You see, I've got to come right across to there and then go straight down from that, like right across and straight down. That's a considerable amount. So what I'm going to do is, what am I going to do? I'm going to mark this, like I've marked this here. I think I'll do a bit better job of that using the angle of this. I can mark it better. And see, this side's got this weird hook in it here. It's got more space. That side's got a lot more. I believe the saying is, sometimes the sun shines on the dog's ass, or something like that. I have fucking jagged that. It's actually a lot further back than I thought it was going to be, so I'm going to mark up in here with the texter, because I need to relieve that little, now we can see it, can we see it? This little bit here, that little shape is just doesn't have enough relief now that it's back where it is. Alright, I'm pretty stoked with this. So I bent these tabs down to match the plane of that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little tab straight off here that just comes up like that and mounts to that, and I'll pop rivet it through here probably to hold it. What I'll probably do is do a nice like shape that works nice. Pop rivet it through here all solid, but I'll epoxy the whole thing down, and then just one screw in there will keep it all at the right angle. I think I need should be, yeah, it looks pretty good. There's the black line, the second one. I think that's pretty good. Lines up okay. I might just bend that back just a little more. That side looks good though. Okay, been doing some laying out. So I just got a bunch of plastic pipe from Bunnings. It's the right size, the same size as the gauges. I took them in and had a squeeze. I think what I'll do is make this set up, like I'll make the rings out of metal, weld them together in the right positions, and make like tabs off the back of them, like lever long bits that can go poke through and bend over, just to fix it to this. So if I think this is pretty good, so it sort of fills out these edges here, and the edge of the gauge can go behind the edge of this, so it'll look, you know, nice, I suppose. You can see this one's sitting up higher because this one will fall down behind that. I think what I'll actually do is make these rings thinner, so that's 3/4 of an inch there, and that's about 1.5 inches on these ones. I thought it'd be cool to have the tacho and speedo sitting forward and the auxiliary gauges sit back further. I just thought it'd provide some, you know, give a bit of depth and look different. One eternity later, here we are. Pretty happy with that. Sits nice. All 6 gauges in there. There's really not much obscurement by the cover at all, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to mod it. I'm going to move the trip meter reset to just here. It's just a spinny boy, so I'll just drill a hole and put that there. I'll do the fan light just up here, so you can't really see it, and the alternator light over here. Again, that'll be just way down the back. And then I'm going to do the, so I've got an oil pressure light, but it also, if the oil pressure light is on, the fuel pump is off because it's your dead man switch. So I'm going to put it up here. So oil and fuel are kind of both affected by that. So leave that there. This is like really good. This is solid. It's not going to rattle. I've got to adjust all my, like I'll clock everything and just make sure it's nice. But man, I'm pretty happy with this. Like really, it disappears. It does look like shit in behind it. You can see that's all flat black. So when there's no direct light on it, you don't even see it, and that's kind of what I wanted. I have done, I don't know if you can tell from here, but the gauges are different. So the 2 main gauges poke through, and then the secondary is sort of, that one's further and that one's back a little more. I do need to pull this out and just check. So this plane over here, if you look at where this is sitting, you can see it's a long way behind the crash pad, and this one's almost on top of it. So I just need to pull all this out and just check where these are sitting. So I think, I mean, nothing's symmetrical in this, so it's possible that I've got it wrong, or that it's not, the mounting point isn't symmetrical both sides, so the whole gauge cluster could be just sitting a little bit like that. Yeah, not bad, not perfect. Fucking fuel's on an angle for some reason. I must have bumped it while I was doing what I'm doing, but I can reach in behind there and fuck with that later. right now I just need to make sure that everything works. I've got all my bulbs. I do need to the insides of this speedo is like really loose. It's annoying. I'm gonna have to pull it apart and fix it. I don't know if it works yet. I'll give it a shot tomorrow. But I mean, everything else is sort of... So that one is the oil light, like the oil pressure. So you see, why is that all of a sudden a problem? Oh, okay. Need to be careful. So when I prime the pump, that goes away. That's the charge light. So if I start the car and run it, that'll go. See, my fuel gauge is up off empty here, so it's working. Temp gauge is ticking away like it always did. Half of the reason I want a new one, I'm pretty sure it's not working properly. And the oil pressure gauge is wrong, but it does show me something, so leaving it there. My plan is to replace that with a full sweep mechanical PSI one, and that with a full sweep mechanical temp one. And then do all of the bulbs so they're all the same. Pretty happy with it really though. It's good.
My call out fee for helping late at night.
It's proof of
For some colourblind prick.
Yeah, well, fucking, if they didn't put the green and the brown next to each other. Oh, hang on, I made it.
Have fun with that.